What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister, Dorian.
What's up?
And my brother, Derek.
What's up?
And this week, we're going to take it back.
Way back.
All the way back.
to the 1960s as we review Alfred Hitchcock's.
Yes.
Jesus, I couldn't say it. Y'all know what I mean. Psycho.
Yep.
Yeah.
The movie which scene I only knew of with the knife behind the shower curtain.
The scene everyone knows.
Yeah. That is the scene that everyone knows.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there's so much more to this movie.
There
is so much more.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that is a iconic scene.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Iconic in how funny it was.
Okay, wait. So I think we should say, for all of those who haven't watched this 80-year-old movie or however, 60,
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
I can't do math.
63?
Yeah, 63 years old.
There will be major spoilers, and it will spoil. It will definitely spoil.
I mean,
Yeah.
you have to spoil it. And if you haven't seen it,
We're sorry.
I mean,
sorry.
I guess you could go
But
watch
you
it.
should you should
There
watch
should be
it.
plenty of people listening to this that hasn't seen Psycho.
Right,
considering
what
how
I'm
old it
saying
Yeah.
is that when we talk about it, we're going to spoil a lot, and it's
Yeah.
going to change the movie for you.
That's
True.
true. Cause man, it took a couple
Yeah.
of twists for me, and then at the end, I was like, "For reals? Okay."
Yeah.
And then I literally, while I was watching, audibly went, "Wow."
Now, I want to say for myself,
Mhm.
I was not spoiled by the movie
Mhm.
because they did a TV show called Bates Motel.
See, I never watched the show.
And the show is strictly from the movie, just,
The beginning, the prequel.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
supposedly the prequel, but the show was 5 seasons. So the show does ends up picking up where the movie starts.
Oh.
So the show is a mixture. If y'all didn't know, people that are listening, there are 4 movies.
I did not know that.
And I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Of Bates Motel. I
No,
know I heard
of
of
There's
Bates
Psycho.
Motel.
there's 4 Psycho movies.
There's 4 Psycho movies.
Oh, really?
So the show Bates Motel, the first season picks up as a prequel,
Mm-hmm.
and then it takes on parts of all 4 movies through the show. So watching this movie, I already knew what was going to happen.
Oh, see, that's a bummer.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I didn't
I
even
was
know.
so I wasn't surprised, but then I was like, "Wow, the show really did honor the movie."
Well, you know what? Like, watching the movie, I was like, the guy they got in Bates Motel to play Norman, I was like, oh, that was a good choice.
That was a good
and watching the
choice.
movie, I was like, man, I want to watch the show now. But it's
Yeah.
not on nothing. I searched.
Oh, okay. I
It
knew I
used to be
heard-
on Netflix. I want to
looked.
say before the pandemic.
Okay. I looked at
Yeah.
all of my
And if you don't know, the actor that plays Norman in Bates Motel is the actor that plays on the show A Good Doctor. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
He plays
He
Norman.
plays Norman.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Ironically, Rihanna plays the girl that gets killed in the shower on the show.
What?
What?
Yeah. Yes.
That was
She
okay.
plays Marianne.
Really?
I'm not sure if I needed that knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah, she plays her.
So I had heard of the Bates Motel,
hmm
but when I was watching the movie, I'm like, I don't know where I heard this from. Is this in multiple movies or something? And I'm like, I
Yeah.
know I've heard people talk about the Bates Motel.
hmm
Yep, it was the
And-
name of the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Same characters.
So this is a '60s thriller.
I can see for in the 60s how it can be a thriller.
That murder scene. I was like, oh
Oh,
yes,
my
I believe she's being stabbed. It's so believable.
I did laugh at that.
I'm like,
and
did she
when-
catch the knife or something? I felt like she caught it.
Dude, that one scene when they actually like show him getting stabbed. in
Yeah,
his stomach.
no, the knife touches her stomach.
Then
and
she-
stop. Like they
Then she
clearly
turns
stopped.
around and faces the wall, and it just still.
That and the private investigator when he dies.
Yeah. Oh,
I
him falling
laughed.
Down the
I
stairs.
laughed at that too.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
goodness.
Yeah.
But
you know what? 1960s movie and stuff. It
I would
it
say
made me
for
think
that
of,
time, though.
Oh yeah, no,
That
no,
would have
this-
been terrifying.
This was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the movies Game. You know, you start in the 1920s.
Yes, I thought the same thing.
I was like, oh my
Mm.
goodness, with her in the car, and I was like,
You know what else reminded me of the movie Game? The opening credits.
yes.
I was like, and I started to text you, like, tell me this doesn't remind of a movie I make on the movies.
the
Mm.
opening
just-
credits is horrible.
Yeah.
So it probably
Yeah.
took them like $100,000 to
Yeah.
get those lines on that
It's
screen.
like, look,
I have an
At this
interesting
work.
fact for the intro, but I can save it for when we get to
Okay.
interesting
Okay.
facts.
yeah.
Also, before I get to like the movie itself, they definitely played the theme a bit too much.
I
Like
agree.
Yeah.
I
for
agree.
some scenes, I'm like, why are we playing this right
I
now?
agree.
She's like turning out of a driveway. And I'm like, but she's not doing anything.
Yeah, the whole drive to the motel.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was supposed to be suspenseful, especially since what I did like that they did was that you got the conversation of like her boss and her
Mhm.
sister.
Oh
I thought that was kind of cool because normally that would be a scene that we see.
Yeah.
Yes.
And instead, we didn't get that, but it's like her driving away, but you're getting that exposition still.
Mhm.
So I did like that.
Where
but I
did she
did
go?
agree.
She
Yeah.
said she wasn't feeling well. She left early.
Sound design is also a product of its time, but very weird.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Very weird. You could tell that they do. I mean, they do that nowadays, but you can tell that they do the lines
Mhm.
over the top of
Yeah.
the movie.
They
Yeah.
did it. I feel like they did it a
ADR,
lot more
right?
in the '60s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I know they did it a lot in the James Bond films.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, it was noticeable.
Because the argument we didn't get to the scene yet. We were good to it, but the argument between Norman and his mom,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm like, but they don't sound far away though.
I had that in a nitpick. I was just like,
She can't hear
she
them
can't
that
hear
clearly.
that
She
conversation.
can't hear that, no.
unless the argument was happening in the office.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it like definitely it didn't sound like they were far away. It's like she was standing in front of them when they were arguing about her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's start at the beginning.
hmm
So let's get the story here.
Mhm.
All right, so we've got Marion, who's in a secret relationship with Sam. My first question: why is this relationship a secret? Sam is divorced and Marion is single.
Right.
I don't why are they sneaking around? I'm so confused.
I was thinking the same thing, and my only thought was that maybe it was a product of the '60s because
Two people can't be in a relationship in the 60s?
Because I feel like they had no intentions of like really getting like Marion's like let's get married, and Sam was like I'm broke, I can't marry you.
Mhm.
So maybe because they weren't like really gonna get married tomorrow or
okay.
whatever, you know.
Okay, all right.
And then he lived in California, and she was in Phoenix, so maybe that was why it was scandalous. I agree. I
Mhm.
was just like, why is this a thing?
Distance relationship. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. Hey,
Like we
Yeah.
keep sneaking away time from lunch and
yeah.
in these rundown hotels.
And then I was like, she lives with her sister. Like, why can't you go home?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it's not. I mean, like you and your sister share a room. I don't understand this.
so weird, man.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, but it's a secret relationship.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't. It wasn't super secret. Her sister knew about him.
that's true. Her sister did know about him.
So yeah, I don't know.
So we go from there. She goes to her job at a real estate agency,
Yes.
Yes.
possibly.
Yes.
Yes, it's a real estate agent.
Okay. So
Mhm.
she works at a real estate agency, and some guy rolls up buying a house for his daughter's wedding. Wow.
Mhm. Must be nice.
Look, I love my daughter. I'm not buying her a house. for her wedding.
But it must be a really big house
Oh,
for
yeah.
back then.
$40,000.
So he had
$40,000.
$40,000 in cash, which I did my research.
Me
It is
too.
$407,000 in cash.
That's a lot.
Today.
2023. Yes.
That's a lot.
He bought a lot of house there.
$1,000
In Phoenix,
in Phoenix.
like, isn't the cost of living kind of?
oh yeah, I guess if it's California, then he bought
depends.
a studio apartment.
If it's in like Phoenix, the city, Tucson, the
Those are
houses are expensive.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe
Outside
it wasn't
those in the suburban areas, the house
cheaper.
is cheaper.
that. We thinking of Ohio prices, you know,
yeah,
400
it's the
grand.
other way around.
400 grand, man. You got a mini mansion over here. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Uh,
very true.
So, All right. So yeah, he just drops it in cash, which is weird. I'm like, yo, that's strange.
Yeah.
I mean, where'd you get the cash from?
But he was super rich.
Okay, you just carrying $500,000 in
Clearly
cash.
flexing.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was flexing and
Clearly.
flirting with Marion.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Although, you know what I didn't get? It's like, okay, so when they were looking for the money, he gave the money to the company. The company was going to put it in the bank. That man didn't lose out on the money. The real estate agency lost out their money. But he
Yeah,
didn't
because
lose any money.
because they still got to honor
Yeah, and
that.
he's like, I'm not in the business of losing money. I want my money back. I was like, no, you got your deal. You have the
Yeah.
house
Yeah.
that you paid for. The real estate didn't get paid.
She stole it from her job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just clarification on that. He didn't lose out, despite what the movie says.
Also, cue Tony Stark. Not a great plan.
Not a great plan.
Marion, what are you doing? They know you have the money. He
Yeah.
told you to take it to the bank, and you're like, I'm gonna run away with. They know it's you.
You're the only one with the
Well,
money.
Clearly, because they came in Monday morning and said, "Where's the money?"
I'm like, that's what. No. What did you think was
You
gonna
knew
happen?
she had a bad plan when she was talking to the cop,
Yeah.
and then she's like,
Oh,
"I'm just
yeah.
gonna drive off now," and I was like, "Well, that's not suspicious."
Yeah. After you already asleep on the side of the road. And then now say, I need to hurry up and go.
Yeah, trying to
Like,
drive
you were
off.
just asleep.
Like, why are you acting so weird?
So weird.
Oh,
Yeah, she was
he
acting
was
weird.
not good at this.
Although I did feel like the cop. I'm like, why are you staring?
He also had no chill either. I was
No.
like,
I'm like, bro. I mean, like, if you're not going to actually do anything about it, then
Yeah.
go on. Like, what
Like-
are you?
why are you stalking her now?
Yeah. I was like, that's weird, man.
Yeah.
You're acting real strange.
Yeah.
So yeah. So with that, so she packs her things, runs away with the money, and her boss sees her leaving.
That right there said, "I'm turning around."
Yeah, right there. Then, like, he sees me in my car, and I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go to the bank and let's put it back. And so yeah, she gets pulled over, claims she's sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
on
Well,
the
she
side
did
of the
fall
road.
asleep.
Oh, okay,
Because when he knocked on the window, she was asleep.
sleeping. Okay.
Yeah.
so I don't know. She could have played that off cool. Just let it be that I was sleeping on the side of the
Yeah.
road.
Right.
He's not going to search your car. He's not going to search your car.
He's not gonna search her car. No.
No, I won't say why, but he won't. He
Right.
won't search her car. He's fine.
Right. And then he asked for a license. She all hesitant. I'm
Well,
like,
see, here's your problem right now, because people know Marion stole it, and now she has a trail of where she was going because she got stopped by the police.
But no, I thought it was weird that never came back up.
It didn't.
Because you know why? Because her boss never reported it.
Oh, that's right. They
wanted to
just want their
handle it
money
in-
back.
Yeah, they just wanted to handle it in house.
Mhm.
But like, Marion, just give the man your license and drive off. Like, I really need to go now. What is the purpose? I'm like, you mouthing off is why he's still here.
Yep. Just let him go, and you got a little snag in your plan, so maybe turn around and go the other direction now. And then
Ridiculous.
call Sam and tell him that, like, he got 400 G's. He can move too.
Yeah,
Y'all move to Colorado or something. I don't know.
I don't know, someplace no one lives in the '60s, like Phoenix.
like Phoenix. So she goes about her way, and this is when she gets to the base motel. Like, she veers off the highway.
oh, she
because
traded
of the
her
rain.
car in for another
Oh,
car.
that's right. She did
Because she
get a new
wants
car.
to get different license plates.
I was thinking, is this a good idea though? Because there's a paper trail with you buying a car.
Yes.
That, and the cops saw you get another car.
Yeah, and
He was across the street the whole time.
So when you
staring.
see that he's still following you, why are we still going through with this trading in the car plan?
I was thinking that too.
Like, he knows exactly what kind of car you're in.
Car salesman was different back then.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to think about it?
No,
were a little
no,
aggressive.
it was a weird situation, and I think even nowadays you're asked about, because you saw the first question you asked is like, you got the papers for this car, right? Like,
Right, because she was being so weird again.
Yeah.
Marion,
Yeah.
calm down.
have a little chill.
Yes, she was being weird. So now he's like, this car has to be stolen.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah, something's
Right.
weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then she throwing out $700 in cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, considering what it was 10 times the amount,
Yeah,
so,
so it was about
about $7,000.
So I don't know. I just feel like today, I'll be like, here's my $7,000 in cash. They're gonna be like, why? And I say that as a person who paid cash for a car.
Yeah.
They were just like, why?
It's more paperwork.
It is.
It is.
No one wants that.
No.
So, yeah, she was being super weird about it. Like, if you were going to buy a car, you got to go to a real sketchy dealer that's not going to care that you're paying cash for a car. And then you bought, like, another expensive car. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
Yep. All right. So now she ends up at Bates Motel. She needs a place to sleep because it's raining. And she meets Norman. Now, at first, I was like, man, there's some major red flags with Norman. He's acting real weird right now. Then you got the taxidermy room. Look, nothing against people with taxidermy hobbies.
Yeah. That was really weird on the show.
But sometimes it's strange. It can be strange, especially when you're like, I don't know, man. It's just a room with a bunch of birds hanging up. And the way he explained it, I'm like,
Yeah, his explanation, I kept saying, like, girl, get up.
mm-mm.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you need to end
I
this
don't like
conversation.
taxidermying beasts and apes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But birds.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Why? Why? You're so strange. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, before then, so she writes a fake name in the registry.
Yep.
Says she's from Los Angeles.
Mhm.
Cool. And then she gets in her room. All right, I'm so confused. Why didn't she just put the money in her suitcase?
I have no idea.
She's like looking in drawers to see whether she should put the money in it. And I'm like, are you leaving tomorrow?
Well, I couldn't figure out, like, it looked like she wanted to unpack. I'm like, why are we hanging things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. When your whole plan was you're stopping here because it's raining hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to see on the road.
Yeah. I'm like,
So it's like you're just staying here for the night. You don't need to take anything out.
I leave my clothes in my suitcase when I'm staying for days.
exactly.
I don't take it. Like,
Yeah.
I take the clothes out of the
Same.
suitcase as I wear them.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'd be somewhere for a week. Like, okay.
Yep. Only thing hung up is my coat or jacket.
I'm not sure, unless it's something that doesn't need to be wrinkled.
Okay.
I will hang that up.
Okay.
But besides that, the coat is on that little flimsy, cheap couch they give you. The suitcase is on the bed. Like, I don't unpack in hotels.
So she takes it out of an envelope and then wraps it in the newspaper. I'm like, well, it's less secure now. I don't. What are you
I don't
doing?
understand why she didn't just put the money in the suitcase.
Well, they just put it, and then she sits it on the dresser. I'm like, it's out in the open.
Hidden
Yeah.
in plain sight. Because if I'm robbing you, am I also reading your newspaper?
That's true.
True.
Hmm?
Okay, that's true. Maybe I go through
I
the suitcase, but I won't pick up the newspaper.
Pick up the newspaper.
But my thing is, why
So
is she
she's
hiding
genius.
anything? You're the only person there. No one else is coming in this room but you.
This is true as well. She should have just left it where it was.
I'm not pulling up to a hotel, motel,
Or a Holiday Inn.
anything, or a Holiday
With that
Inn.
much cash?
No, not that. That there's all vacancies.
Yeah.
That's red flag number
We
one.
got 12 rooms, 12 vacancies. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Okay, I'm
But you're
going to
still
go
going
to
to
the
have
next
12
one.
vacancies. I'm going to sleep in my car.
I'm going to sleep in my car.
Yeah,
You're better off.
yeah.
And she should have. So he offers to give her dinner. And then she hears the argument between him and his mom. Because his mom, like, and what's going to happen after dinner? Whispers and.
Right.
Whispers? Is that what we call it now?
Yeah.
Sweet nothings. Oh man. Okay, so his mom was mad, and she clearly hears the conversation from very far away because
No way
he
she
was
hears
in the house that is like
With the
up a
door-
hill.
With the
Yeah.
door closed.
Yeah, with the door closed, there's like, 12 flights of steps leading to this house.
And as I mentioned before, the sound design in the movie makes them sound like they're in the room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did we not know how to make people sound far away? And like, just have them step away from the microphone a little bit, like this or something.
But that's a good point. They probably didn't have a way to make it. But see, the thing is, there's no way she should have heard the conversation regardless.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was clearly just people in the sound booth talking.
yeah.
Mhm.
Which was hilarious.
Yes.
So Okay. Oh, we also see that he's spying on her through a peephole.
Norman.
Yeah,
behind a picture.
behind a picture
Yeah.
frame. I was like, well, that's not surprising.
Nah, he definitely gave off those vibes.
Yeah. So she goes to take a shower, and then we get the iconic scene.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you get the knife and her being quote unquote stabbed. Stabbed. I'm putting quick quotes.
It was funny.
Because
Yeah.
all you see is the arm going back and
Right.
forth. Not actually stabbing
But
anything.
he was screaming and turning around.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then like you said, the one scene with it supposedly stabbing her in the abdomen, like the knife stops at her stomach. It actually doesn't go in. Not saying you have to show it go in, but it clearly, they
yeah.
clearly were stabbing.
Yeah. And another thing was me. It was like they were showing the blood in the bath water,
Yeah,
but there was no blood anywhere else.
yeah.
No stab wounds, no blood on the wall. Just, I was like, okay. It's
Yeah,
cool.
Those audiences in the '60s, they were like, "Oh my god!"
Hey, that was scandalous.
Yeah.
Speaking of scandalous, I'm sorry. Never mind. Well, I'll talk about it afterwards. There's wardrobes that just don't look good in the '60s. Just unattractive. Okay.
What? You don't want your lady to wear her drawers up to her boobs?
Hey, that was a lot back then to be shown on TV.
Oh man. So- okay, so she gets stabbed, and this is my first surprise because I'm like, well, Norman's obviously gonna kill her, right?
Mhm.
And then I'm like, wait, that looks like a woman.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
it was like, oh, his mom killed her. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And then he goes in the house, complain to his mom,
yeah.
talking about what have you done?
Yeah. Then he comes back and cleans it up.
I'm gonna put
Yeah.
quotations around clean it up as well because you took some water and a mop and mopped up the blood,
Yeah.
bruh.
I
That
was
floor
like,
is stained with blood.
I know. I was like, man, we didn't have
Yeah.
no. But my thing is, he had the empty. He used the water from the shower.
Yeah.
No cleaning supplies, and I'm like, look, I know DNA is not a thing in the '60s.
No
But-
DNA, none of the light stuff, but
You still got to clean up. You still need bleach, right?
yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
the blood stains are
Cleaning
gonna be.
solution,
All you
something.
did was spread blood around the room.
Definitely,
It's gonna look like there's blood there,
definitely.
but apparently it cleaned it up.
Mhm.
Okay, the mop soaked up the blood. All right.
that dry mop, but okay.
Yep.
So yeah, he did that.
Wrapped
Wrapped
her
the
in-
body up in plastic, which I guess
The shower curtain.
a shower curtain.
Yeah.
Didn't get blood anywhere else.
No.
Apparently,
Which is impossible for how many times she got
yeah,
stabbed.
she got stabbed like 20 times.
That bathroom will be covered in blood.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because she would have been on the floor bleeding out,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then when he
Because she
picked
tried
her
to crawl out of the shower.
Yes.
Yeah. And then when he picked her up, regardless of her being wrapped in the shower curtain, I'm pretty sure some blood dripped out.
Yes.
Blood and water.
Definitely.
Because
Like-
the shower was running.
Yeah. So, but I guess not. That's not a thing.
The problem is CSI has ruined us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We know too much now. Well, yeah, you definitely couldn't get it. They would have figured this out immediately
The
in
hardest part would have
2023.
been finding Bates Motel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I was thinking at this point, I'm like, okay, this is a bad position, right?
Mhm.
Because she ran away because she stole money,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
right? So not only does no one know where she is, but they're not looking for her to be dead.
Right.
Right.
If they can't find her, they're just gonna think she escaped with,
Yeah, they're gonna
40
stop
grand.
looking. Yeah, they'll be like, oh, well,
Yeah.
she clearly ran away.
yeah.
Yeah.
We know that.
Because he put her in the car and dumped the car in
Yeah.
the swamp
I mean,
out
think
back.
about it, the only reason that they were really looking so is because of her sister. Her sister's like, no. Like, I guess she took the money, but I'm telling you, something else happened to
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, it's a real bad position because there's no reason for people to think that she stopped there.
Right.
Like I was like, wow, this is bad. Like, you get away with this.
Oh yeah, like Norman and them could have definitely have gotten away with it with no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then she used a fake name in the sign-in book.
Yeah, I was like, she used a fake name, so there's no record of her being there.
She's not in her car anymore.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
like, it's all bad.
Yeah.
I was like, so he gets away with this, but he doesn't because. All right, so well, first, I guess the company hired a private investigator.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so the company hired a private investigator to find her. And then also her sister and goes to her boyfriend, and so now they're trying to find her as
Mhm.
well. And private investigator, I guess being good is just checking all the hotels in the area that she was in.
Kind of makes sense, right? Everywhere from Phoenix to Fairview.
Yeah,
Yes.
because her boyfriend was in Fairfield, so the thought is that she was going to him. I mean,
Makes
That
sense.
makes sense.
it makes sense, or she could have just left.
Yeah, but see,
Yeah.
I think that well, her sister knows this relationship, so she knows how much she loves Sam.
Right.
So she's like, if anyone knows, Sam knows.
Yeah.
So this,
Right.
because clearly this is not like a fling, which I don't understand the whole sneaking away to hotel thing. Like you
Yeah.
guys were in a
I mean,
legit
unless they were
relationship.
in a relationship also while he was married.
No,
That doesn't sound like it.
It doesn't sound like he was divorced for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so the private investigator finds Bates Motel just because he's checking all these places.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Norman gives himself up. He
Oh.
could have gotten away with
Norman.
this.
so weird
I'm like,
and
stop
obvious.
talking.
So one, why didn't you take the page out?
Yeah, if I'm gonna murder
Because he
someone,
didn't pay attention to that.
He didn't pay attention to that. And okay, fine. And I'm like, the private eye just so happened to have a copy of her handwriting. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
Oh, my dude is deficient.
Oh yeah, no, he was good at his job. But then Norman's like, no one has been here for 3 weeks.
and then a
he's
couple
like,
of weeks ago, a couple came in, and I'm like, oh, you can't keep a lot
So
straight
you,
for
right,
2
right.
minutes.
He was like, yeah. So you said no one was here for 3 weeks, but a couple stopped by 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. He's like, oh, so now you got to show him the book. And then it
Right.
turns out a girl was here a week ago.
Right.
Like, no.
He was like, well, let me match the handwriting. Oh, this is hers.
Oh yeah. Now I remember.
like, really?
You could have started with like, I don't remember this person coming in. If he finds out, it's like, oh yeah, you know what? That is
Exactly.
her.
Yeah.
Okay, we get people coming in and out, so I didn't really remember. Yeah, she came in and then she left. And guess what? He wouldn't have had a bad feeling about his time at the motel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm like,
And then he says the line about how she fooled me but didn't fool my mother. And I'm like,
Yes.
so now you had a
idiot.
conversation? You and your mother had a conversation with
Right,
her?
right. It was like, well, let me talk to your mother.
I'm like, oh my god.
Like, dude. And then, because he said before, like, no one else lives here. Then said, I'm like, bruh. Like, what is, like, if you're going to be an axe murderer, you got to have your cover stories down.
Man, he wasn't
Yeah.
very good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously he makes the detective suspicious.
Yeah. So he goes back to Sam and Lilia and tell them that he's going to go back and question the mother.
Yes. Okay, so that's when he goes up to the house and he gets murdered by the mother
Yes.
and falls down the stairs
Fall down
in the most
stairs.
hilarious
Yeah.
way possible.
Yeah.
Which he really didn't fall downstairs.
No,
Without
he
his-
was
No,
waving
no.
his arms.
Yeah, he's waving his arms as they move the background. Oh, my God. Who falls down the stairs like that?
People
Yeah.
in the 1960s.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to mention that even the reason that led up to the investigation, the sister been missing, Marion had been missing for a week.
Yeah,
Up
until that
point.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. So now we have 2 murders. I was like, oh, someone else dies in this movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
great. Well,
And
because
he
they-
also puts him in the swamp.
Yeah, because they murdered Marion so early in the movie.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, hold on.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that to be so soon either.
Yeah. I'm like, how you gonna murder her 20 minutes in?
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. So another murder.
So, yes. So he gets murdered. So now the sister and Sam is like, all right, something's wrong because he said he was going to call us back and tell us what was going on and whatnot. And again, Norman, you could have gotten away with this once again.
Yep.
Once again, you could have.
Mhm.
But he messed it up because now the sister and Sam go to the police and they're like, it sounds like they ran away. And it sounds like the detective got a tip and he's after because it's a lot of money. He's like, I'm just gonna get some of the money.
I mean, the
Mhm.
sheriff was just like, y'all reaching, which honestly, it makes sense.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
like, your sister stole a ton of money. She ran away. She was at this hotel and she left
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The detective got wind of it
and followed her.
and followed her
Yeah.
and wanted in on the money as well.
Yeah, or he just
And he
hasn't
really
found her
didn't
yet.
believe them because when they made mention of, well, he said he was going to go back and speak to the mother.
Like,
He
his
was like,
mother's
oh,
dead.
well, he had to be lying to you
Yeah,
because the mother died
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah. So then at this point, I'm like, well, then who's killing the people?
yeah, I was like, so I was like, did they kill someone else and had to pretend to be his mother, and his mother's really killing people? Or I'm like, what's going on
So
here?
there's so many things, like, I would like write questions down, but then the movie answered it later. Because like
Yeah.
when Norman was talking about why they even bought the motel,
Mhm.
because of the guy that his mother was dating or whatever. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, did Norman kill his stepfather?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Right.
I was thinking that.
He did.
He did.
But not in the way I thought.
Yeah. Right.
It's like until he died. Did he kill his father? I don't know. They didn't mention that.
They didn't know. But no, because he would have been too young.
Oh yeah, he was fine.
He
That
was
don't mean
fine.
nothing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that was his first step into it.
Could have been. Yeah.
So, so now Sam and was it Lila?
Lila, yeah.
Lila go to the Bates Motel to do their own snooping.
Mm-hmm.
They're not that great at it.
Horrible. First of all, why are we doing this in the middle of the day? You guys are super obvious. You couldn't stay in your room for 5 minutes before you went to go sneaking in. looking
Right.
at your
Right.
sister's
Let's go.
room?
Let's go and
It's
check.
like,
room
you didn't
number
think
one.
he was still in the office?
Yeah, exactly. And then Sam, you're supposed to be distracting him. You start interrogating the man. I'm like, dude. And then Lila, you
Yeah.
went to go talk to a person, and then you start snooping in drawers and stuff.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah. And then the horrible Norman's cleanup work.
Oh,
They go in the room and it's like, there's no shower curtain.
Or you didn't put a new
why
shower
did you put
curtain?
the shower curtain up?
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. So it's
Oh.
like you've been cleaning the rooms and changing the linens,
But then
but you don't put up a new shower curtain.
it's like he hasn't done this before.
And they found a piece of paper where Marion was doing math of how much money she spent, which I thought was weird
I
because she
thought
spent
that was
$700.
so weird.
I was like, did you need to write down what
40,000 minus 700
is?
that's exactly what my note said. I was like, did she need to do that math by hand?
It's 39,300. It's pretty
It
simple.
was so weird. I was like, why is she doing this math by hand?
And I'm like, what? Wait.
But I'll tell you why. In my random movie facts.
Because she
Okay.
wanted to give it back. So she
No. I will tell you
In the
why in the random movie
flicks.
facts.
I mean,
Okay.
facts.
So there was something for them to find. All right, so they
Nope.
find that, which was
Honestly,
clear,
it's not.
which was made it clear that she was there.
hmm
So they're like, okay, we know she's there because somebody's writing about $40,000. Too
Right.
much of a coincidence, right?
Yes.
So now they need to figure out where she is. Well, Lila goes in the house snooping around, finds a person-shaped dent in a bed.
Why was that dent so big?
I was like,
Yeah, that was a
That
huge dent.
was massive.
So I'm like, how
would a person have to
long?
be in the
That had to
bed?
be a long time of that person being in the
I'm
bed.
guessing 10 years. Right? His mom
Yeah.
has been dead for 10 years. She's probably been laying up that bed for 10 years. And
Because he didn't move her
until
he had to, because they kept on saying, well, who's that in the window?
Yeah. Well, no, because
No,
then she-
because who were you seeing in the window? And was he propping it? Oh, we didn't get to the part yet.
Oh, right.
We'll
Okay.
ask those questions.
Yeah.
So
So she's snooping with a
She's
huge
snooping.
dent in the bed.
yeah,
Body print, I should say.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And then so Sam gets knocked out and
That was horrible.
he gets hit in the back and knocked out.
yes. It
I don't-
would look more like a hug.
I mean, like it might
That
hurt.
looked like a hug. The last scene.
It might hurt if I get hit in the back. I don't know that I would lose consciousness. Like you would have to hit me pretty hard.
It
Yeah.
might have just like a soft spot in his back.
In his back. You do know this is not attached. Like technically, it's attached to the brain, but through nerves.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of those.
He got
pressure
hit
points.
like
They're
in
pressure
between.
point.
He got hit in between the shoulder blades and passed out.
Knocked out because of that. All right, there's something wrong. You need to see a doctor.
Yes. You have some bad nerves and spinal connection right there.
Clearly something wrong. So, so
Norman runs back to the house.
he's running back to the house. She notices, and so she goes down into the fruit cellar where Norman is supposedly keeping his mom, and she finds the mom, but it's a dead body.
It's a dead body.
Mummified
Twist.
body.
Oh my goodness, Norman is the mom. It comes in. When did he get dressed in
I don't
this?
know. We trying to put on a wig and a dress.
He put on
He-
a wig and a dress, and he's about to stab her. But he gets stopped by
Because
Sam.
he always commits the murder dressed as his
yes,
mother.
but
Because
when did
he
he
is
have
his mother.
time?
Yeah, that's what we said.
Well, when he ran up, she ran under the stairs.
Oh, so he didn't
Then
run up
when
to kill
he-
her. He ran
when
up
Oh.
he
so
came
he
into
can
the
put on the
house,
clothes.
He ran up the
Yeah,
stairs
he
to
ran
get
up
his
the
outfit.
stairs.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
he ran into the cellar, and then
he
she
gotta-
start. This is what gets me. You supposed to be running and hiding, right? Why are you still looking around at stuff?
Right, as soon as he went up the stairs, run out the door.
Right, run out the door. No, he runs up the stairs. She looks and like, oh, there's another door.
Yeah, there's somebody in the house. I'm not searching anymore. I gotta get
Right,
out.
because the whole thing is you don't want him to catch you
Yeah.
in the house.
Yeah.
So when he runs upstairs, that's your opportunity to run out.
Yeah.
She runs into the basement and then the fruit cellar.
Yeah.
So,
Find his mummified mom.
yeah. And then almost gets stabbed by Norman as his mom.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, Sam stops him.
Yeah.
And the funniest struggle ever.
It was like, what is
Oh my god. But they stop him. And so now we catch and we figure out that Norman was killing them all the time. I'm like, see, I thought it was him, but then y'all threw me off.
Yeah.
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 They threw me off. I didn't think it was Norman. And then
It was Norman.
it was Norman. So apparently he murdered his mom and stepfather.
Yes.
And the trauma has him pretending to be his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was saying that when his biological father died, the mother basically developed a relationship with him. Basically, instead of him being a child, she treated him like her husband. So when she found someone, he took it as his stepfather being his replacement.
Right.
He was being replaced by
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now it's the reverse of that. Whenever Norman's attracted to a woman,
Right. He takes on the persona of his mother,
being jealous.
being jealous
and kills the
and
girl.
kills them.
Yeah.
So I guess it's dangerous to be attractive to this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so I mean that's the thing. And so they found the body. I thought it was funny. I didn't even mention this. When he's like burying the body, like he takes a newspaper and just puts it in the trunk too. And I'm like, wow, all this like she's in this situation because she stole the $40,000 and
Yeah.
it's just getting buried with her.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Right. Because he didn't care about the money.
He didn't even know it was
He
there.
didn't even know it was there. Yeah. Didn't know it was there.
So I guess he was hidden in plain sight.
Well, yeah, because I did say I know he saw that newspaper,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was his second go around. He picked it up. I'm like, for real, bro. You
Well,
see
he
that
had to make
newspaper?
sure everything was out of the room. Now, don't replace the shower curtain though.
I
Right.
was like, oh yeah, that shower curtain's gone.
That's what I'm saying. He cleaned the room up and he changed the linens on a regular basis, but did not put up a new shower
Where did he
curtain.
get all this money to run a motel? Like,
I'm
ain't it
guessing that
expensive?
old man probably had some cash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably.
Because I mean, he obviously don't have guests.
Probably what, like
Yeah.
one a month or something.
I mean, he
sounds
had to
like.
have money if he had them build that motel.
Yeah, I'm guessing
Yeah.
old man has some money.
Okay.
And that house seems like it'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
It'd been nice to see it in color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that is Psycho,
Oh yeah, yeah.
because he gets caught, and they pull the stuff up out of the swamp.
There's 4 other movies. How is Norman not in jail?
He goes to a mental institute.
Yeah,
But he would be in the mental institute
life.
for the time that he would be in prison, which,
They
by
let
the
him
way, is
out.
worse than being in prison. So
Right.
don't plead insanity. You don't want to be
Yeah.
in a mental institution.
I want to say he got out for good behavior.
he murdered,
From a mental institution?
but he murdered 4 people that we know of.
Right.
No, 5.
Five.
No, 6. Because they said there were 2 missing girls.
Yeah, 2 missing girls. Then you have
Marion.
Marion, the detective, his mom, and his stepfather.
Yeah, that's 6.
Yeah, man, that's
He doesn't get out.
Yeah, he's a serial killer at that point.
Yeah.
According to Psycho 2,
Okay.
he was in there for 22 years, and then he was deemed mentally sound and
Get out
released.
of here.
Wait, he was in for 22 years. So wait, he's in his 40s in this one?
Yeah. No. He's in his 20s in this.
No, I'm saying in
Oh, and
the
Yeah.
second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, man. No, you don't kill 6 people
No.
No, you don't get out at all.
and
No,
get
you don't
out.
get out.
That's strictly movie trope.
Yeah,
you
you
don't,
don't
get
get
out at all.
Like there is a
'Cause
certain
even-
number
even-
of people you can kill before.
Because my
it's-
thing
that's
is,
it.
even if he is deemed mentally sound, he will finish his sentencing in jail.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't get freedom. You go to jail.
You go to jail.
Yeah.
Maybe make it a nice jail. I don't know, but he doesn't get to be with society, so he
No.
could kill someone else.
No. Well,
Crazy.
apparently it made it to 3 more movies.
It must not be good because I didn't know they exist.
Yeah.
I didn't know they existed either.
Crazy.
And none of them were done by Hitchcock.
No, well they
Clearly,
were. They were.
yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was a shot-for-shot remake done in 1998
Wow.
with Vince Vaughn playing Norman. Horrible choice.
Oh,
Horrible
no.
choice.
Why would you ever do?
Oh no.
Shot for shot remake.
Yeah.
But in the sequels of the movie, it was the same actors. They
Oh.
did use the same actors.
They
Okay.
agreed
So
to
the
this?
guy that played Norman was the same guy in all the movies.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Why not?
Why not? How much work were they getting at the time?
Well, that's mean.
Well, were they getting work or not?
No, the guy who played Norman actually had a hard time finding other roles after this movie.
Yeah.
Because
What, they thought he was psycho?
basically they was like, "Oh, you did too good of a job. We don't want you."
Oh, boo.
It's called acting for a reason.
And then also same thing with Janet Leigh, who played Marion, also had a hard time finding other roles.
But you know what? With iconic movies, most actors do run into that.
Back then, yeah. Now
Yeah.
I don't think so much. No,
Not anymore. Not as
any-
much. No.
yeah, not as much. But back then, for sure,
Yeah.
you get typecast.
I feel like it's like that for some actors in the 90s too.
Yeah. You get
Oh yeah,
typecast.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
saying recently, did people
Oh,
stop
yeah.
caring whether or not this
Yeah.
person?
Yeah, I would
played
say recently. Yeah.
James Bond or a Bond girl or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one cares anymore.
Yeah, very recently.
Yes.
Yeah, because we get people that's been in comedies and then and in action and stuff. Like they swap around a lot.
Yeah.
Whereas you had, let's say Jim Carrey, where he only could be in
Right, because
comedies
that's what he
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
until he had that one movie where he didn't do a comedy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but then you look at Steve Carell, who started in comedy,
Yeah.
and now the majority of his stuff he does is serious movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely harder back then. Really
Yeah.
harder in 1960.
All right,
So what are we on now? Random movie facts.
random movie facts.
Random movie facts.
Random movie facts.
Okay, so you already stole my one. I was gonna say, do y'all know there were sequels? Because I didn't know, but
Yeah.
we
Okay.
figured that out.
I surely did not.
Yes. So then the showing of this movie in theaters actually kind of sets up how we watch movies now, like where you say I'm going to the 10 o'clock show, blah blah blah.
Uh-huh.
Because back in the day, the movie just kind of played on a rotation. So if you know how like when you watch a show on like FX or TNT,
Yeah.
you're
Oh,
coming
yeah.
in the middle, but it's coming back on. Then you
Yeah.
watch it to the part you came in on.
Yeah.
So people would do that a lot.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that sucks.
Alfred Hitchcock was like, no. So he got the theaters to agree to that
Show
if
it at a
person-
certain time.
if the person came late, they wasn't allowed in because he didn't want anyone to ruin the movie,
Yeah.
especially since the main character got murdered early.
True.
So he did. So the theaters agreed to that. If if the showing's at 12, if you came after that, you couldn't see it, and so it kind of set up how we go to the movies now.
That's pretty cool. I'm glad it's that way because I would hate to come in an hour and a half late to Avengers Endgame and then like, oh, I'll just watch the other hour and a half after. What do you mean? That's a horrible way to watch a movie.
That is.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I've done it, but I'm also.
I have done it.
I'm also,
I mean, with something I have seen before. Though.
Yeah, something
I
haven't
haven't done it with something I never seen.
or something I don't care about.
Yeah,
Like,
that is true. And then you're like, oh, it's coming on again. I just watch it to the beginning.
And it's funny how like they really don't do that no more. Like they may show it back to back, but you know how like I want to say even maybe 10, 15 years ago, whereas like if they was showing Jurassic Park World Domination for the first time, it was being showed 6 times in a row that day.
Yeah.
And they don't do that no more. You might get a back to back, but then that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you might get that each network show it like every other weekend, so it's like on FX this weekend, TNT next weekend. But yeah.
So this was based off of a book because what isn't?
Yep. It
Everything's
was written in 1959.
Yes. Yeah, so in that book, Norman was a little different. He was in his 40s, heavy set, not very likable. Hitchcock changed that to make him younger, handsomer. So, because if you see that guy, you're like, he did it.
Yeah.
So
Right. Right. Yeah.
So-
and thinking that it's his mom really does like throw it in there. Like,
Yeah.
wait, he was the one that was acting
yeah,
creepy.
you're thinking like, okay, Norman's a little weird, but I definitely saw his mama stab that girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And then also in the book, Sam and his sister develops a romantic relationship, which I
Yeah.
can see that.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
I can see that. But Hitchcock was like, no, he don't want that because it was going to take away from the movie.
Yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
have did you have more facts about the books?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Well, the one fact that I was going to bring out, the book also had sequels as well. But the sequels to the movies have nothing to do with the books.
Oh,
They
okay.
didn't follow the books. They only followed the first one.
I didn't know that. See, now.
So now I'm just like, okay, so the book has sequels too. So this dude still gets out.
But see, I feel like now I got to read the book.
Yeah, I do
Maybe
want
it's
to
an
read the book.
anthology and it's about another psycho.
It could be. That is a good point.
I will have to look into that.
I will.
I do want to read the book now, though.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, now.
Even though
wanna
now I
read the
know
book.
the ending.
Yeah, there is that. There is that.
This would be a
We're probably
2-year-old
going to get
Indian
more
book.
conversation between him and his mother. It's
Yeah.
like,
Also, they said like the book had more of a background for Marion. Like you find out how her and Sal met. And
oh,
stuff.
okay.
They met
Yeah.
on a cruise. If anyone was wondering,
You honestly don't think it matters.
it didn't matter. No, because the opening scene to me established enough about their relationship.
Yeah.
How they got to that point is not important.
Yeah.
But it's a book, so you got to fill out those 300 pages somehow.
Or it's not considered a novel.
Yep. Okay. So we talked about her writing these numbers down for basic math.
Yeah.
So for some reason, one of the people, I forgot, maybe it was the writer, I didn't write his name down, really wanted to show a toilet flush on screen, which had never been done before. So then, by including the scene of her ripping up the paper and flushing it, they had to tell, like, see, it's important. We got to keep it in. All of that so they can get a toilet flush on screen.
What?
Wow.
What?
I don't
So
know.
there was never a toilet flush scene
Were we
before this
afraid
movie.
of toilets flushing?
Yo, it's the 60s. Who know why they
That
do
why
what they
this
do.
this had the rating it had because they flushed the toilet on the screen.
Well, this movie came out before ratings existed.
Okay.
And honestly, one of my things was that it has slowly increased in rating. It started off at PG, then PG-13, then R. for some reason.
Why?
I don't know.
So we gave it this rating later.
Yes.
Was
'Cause-
it for the non-stabbing of the lady?
Yeah. But see, if it was made today, yes, because they would show her getting stabbed.
Yeah. Today
Yeah,
they
no,
would have
yes,
showed
okay,
her
I
getting
get
stabbed
that, yeah.
with blood splatting her.
Yeah,
and
I mean, this is
everywhere.
a PG movie, right?
In the first scene, she wouldn't have.
I was thinking
she would
PG,
just
but
have
then again,
bottoms
I
on.
think there is a level of suspense that maybe you
okay,
would want
I would say
PG-13.
PG-13.
I see
Yeah.
PG-13. Yes.
Yeah, but I don't know when it went from 13 to that, but it did, and I don't know why. Because when I was watching, I was like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, when it came up, I was like, oh, really? Huh, okay.
Yeah.
And then as I finished the movie, I'm like, really?
Yeah, so confused. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when this movie came out, they didn't have ratings.
Yeah. I'm like, today Marianne would have been half naked in the first scene.
Yes. She would not have been wearing her bloomers.
She would not have been.
I think those are technically bloomers, right? I'm not
I
really
have
sure
no
what
idea.
bloomers are, but I think that's the
it was
definition
like
of bloomers.
It was
a
lingerie.
night slip.
What's a night slip?
I don't know.
It was lingerie.
That is not lingerie.
It looks like it's warm if
1960s.
you will wear that to bed.
1960s lingerie. All right.
Sears catalog.
God.
She probably did get it from Sears and Roebuck.
Roebuck.
No. All right.
All
So,
right.
okay. Any other?
Yes. So Alfred Hitchcock wanted to have the shower scene be silent, which was a horrible idea. I'm glad they talked you out of that. So, but then Bernard Herrmann, the man who did the score, scored it anyways, and Hitchcock's wife was like, "No, I think we should have something here," and so they did, which is good job.
Yes, because that's
Silent would have been horrible.
Yeah.
Now, her daughter was in.
Halloween.
Was it Halloween she was in?
Yeah.
Whose daughter?
Oh, you don't know? That's Jamie Lee Curtis' mother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They play Marianne.
Yeah.
Huh.
Marion, not
Marion.
Marianne.
Yeah, Marion.
Marion.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's Jamie Lee Curtis'
Curtis.
mother.
Oh, wow.
There you
Okay. Did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Halloween, so there
Yep.
you go.
She's in
They
Halloween.
both got their horror movies going.
Yes. So this movie was shot in black and white to keep the budget low
Ah.
because Paramount did not want to give them money because, movies like this wasn't made before. So they didn't like the idea of this movie being made. Didn't really want to throw a ton of money at it. So that's why it was in black and white.
Because I
And
was
that
wondering
old-
why it wasn't in color. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
like, the movie is not that old
Yeah.
for it not to be in color.
That old Universal Studios. When the movie first started coming out, I was like, wow. It is much more epic now.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
I was like, this is Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Oh man, okay.
So it cost $800,000 to make. Instead of Hitchcock getting his standard $250,000 fee, he got 60% of the profits.
Oh.
And the studio agreed to it because they thought the movie would fail. So he ended up making $15 million off the movie, which is good money now.
Yeah.
So he ended up making we said it's like 10%.
10%.
So $150
million off of this movie alone.
Oh, you don't have to make any more. I just saw.
Because the box office for that movie ended up being $50 million.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he made more movies. So I
He
just
didn't
saw,
need
like,
to.
a comedian
He
talking
didn't.
about being an author is the only time where you can write one good book and be done.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
all you got to do is write one book and
Yeah.
then that's it. I think they were talking about what book was it? To
The
Kill a
Hunger
Mockingbird.
Games. Oh, To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like till recently they had only written that book.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, well, I killed it. That's it. I don't need to
Yeah.
write another book. That's
That is
it.
true, right?
True.
So Alfred Hitchcock, I would have been like, well, no more movies. That's it. I've
That's
done my
crazy.
job.
Like he could have just done, right? No Rear Window, no what other movies?
But
he
I mean, I
done?
guess you do
Birds.
that for.
The Birds was before this, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure.
I think The Birds was.
Okay.
I have
Maybe.
no idea.
I have no idea.
But I guess you do this kind of because you want to.
For the love of it.
Yeah. But now you don't really have to worry about the money.
No, but I mean, can you imagine in 1960, you got $15 million off of one movie?
No, Birds was after this.
Oh, okay.
And it cost $800,000.
$800,000.
That's a lot of money.
Yes.
He did Dial M
Well,
for
no,
murder.
it's not. Now that I think
Because
about
that's
it,
$8 million.
$8 million. That's a small budget movie.
That's a B movie.
Yeah.
He did Dial M for Murder.
Yeah. And Strangers on the Train.
Oh, he did Strangers on a Train.
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh.
Okay.
I might have to
Everyone's
check
calling
out
us
some of his-
really stupid now, but that's okay.
Listen, okay.
We're learning.
Yeah.
All right. Any other interesting movie? facts?
Yes. So apparently, I don't know how true this is, but Janet Leigh never took showers again after this movie.
Did the fake stabbing scene scare her?
Maybe it did. I don't
Maybe
know.
the shadow.
I don't.
Hey.
Shadow scared. You knew it was coming.
Hey.
Hey, I don't know.
I never seen Psycho until today, but because I know Psycho, that's why I have dark shower curtains. It ain't gonna be no showers, no shadows silhouette in my shower.
So you won't see them
So
coming.
now you won't see it coming. That's
I'm
better.
fine with that.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. Stabbing is still horrible.
Yeah.
It
well,
still is.
someone wrote Alfred Hitchcock's a letter because he's like, "Not my daughter refused that."
Yeah.
Right? Because you in the shower and someone just standing out there like this.
And then she says, "Oh." Did a bad job of stopping yourself from being stabbed there.
I'm telling you, she grabbed a knife.
At first she did.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. She got a toe up. And so then Alfred Hitchcock did not like the last scene in the movie with the psychiatrist. He thought it was too talky and took away from the rest of the movie.
Also,
But it explains it though.
But do you need it though?
No.
Because
You don't
she
need it.
finds the body in the basement.
Yeah.
Immediately after that, Norman comes in wearing the dress and wig.
Yeah.
We don't need it explained.
it's
We-
all
we
explained.
see it.
He's pretending to be his mom.
Yeah, but the studio insisted on it for all the people who didn't understand.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there was some people that didn't understand.
Then you're a dummy. I'm sorry.
What's not to understand? He's in a dress and a wig.
Well, a lot of people don't understand like dual personalities. And,
Well,
But I didn't need that
Reasoning.
definition. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't even think they should have used that definition because now I understand why until recently they were complaining about like the multiple personalities or DID
Mm-hmm.
being depicted like this in movies.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it could be in the 60s that might have been their understanding of it.
yeah.
Maybe. Well, I just feel like we didn't need to explain that because it doesn't change anything for me.
No.
I mean, we got clarification that he killed his mom and that guy, which one, I already figured he killed that guy. So that didn't change anything for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree with Alfred Hitchcock on that.
Yeah.
You didn't need it.
Great. So that was my last movie fact. We covered most of my nitpicks unless you guys have some other ones.
No,
Well,
I'm
I
pretty
have
sure I
one
mentioned
more fact. So when it comes on, the main Psycho theme, which was played throughout the movie,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I heard this before. It was sampled by Busta Rhymes and Give Me Some More.
Really?
Yep. Give me some more. Give me some more. Yeah, he sampled. He sampled Psycho.
See,
Oh.
now I gotta look at that song.
Yeah,
Okay,
Didn't know that. All right.
cool.
yeah. And one more, they did, and I didn't know this, a Alfred Hitchcock movie with Anthony Hopkins playing him, and it's basically based on him coming up with the idea of making the Psycho movie.
That sounds interesting.
Came out in 2012,
Huh.
and Anthony Hopkins plays him.
Is it called Hitchcock?
I bet it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
of
Yes,
course.
it is.
That
What
makes
else
sense.
would you name it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So are we rating it?
Yes.
Okay, so this was suggested by Dorian, and I did not want to watch it. I don't have an appreciation for classic things. I'm sorry. I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you suck for not," but I generally don't. This was an enjoyable movie. I will rate it. I pay for that. I would go to I will go to the theater now. No, I mean, not to watch it again. I really like don't care to watch it again. I could, but like, if I went to the theater to watch this, I would have been fine in 2023. Black and white and all. I would have been laughing still at the murder scene because both of them. They were hilarious.
Yes, they were hilarious.
But the movie had me interested throughout.
I would agree. I think just the way the film was shot, the storyline in itself is actually like the fact that it was in black and white. At first, it's like you're like, wow, this movie's in black and white. But after that, it's like I don't even pay attention to it anymore. I think it looks really good for an old movie, honestly, and it might benefit by the fact that it's not in color.
Yeah.
And I think that makes up for the very 1960s action, if we want to call it that.
Action. Yeah.
Yeah, but I found it really enjoyable. I was surprised by some of the twists and stuff. And, you know, I'll be trying to figure out the movie while I'm watching it. And it wasn't until like the end I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was a really good movie. I mean, it's like I heard the movie was good, and I was like, okay, you know, one day I want to see this, and I forced Darren to watch it because he hates old stuff. But I really enjoyed it, so yeah, I'll pay for that.
I will also give it I pay for that. I wish that I watched the movie before the show.
Yes.
So it was like watching the movie, I'm over here seeing scenes that I'm like, I know what's going to happen next. So because the show was really, really good.
Yeah.
So
I would say the movie made me want to watch the show, but I now have no way to do that. So
yeah. Yeah. And it was on Netflix like years ago.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I give it I pay for that as well.
All right.
It was a real enjoyable movie to watch.
So a good rating from 3D Rivals here for Psycho, which is pretty good. Have you seen it? What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. Of course, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button for more movie reviews, and we will catch you in the next one.